Hello friends, good morning. Once again I am your Aniri ma'am and today we are going to learn your lesson number 3, his first flight. In this lesson you have two sub lessons are there. First is his first flight and second one is the black aeroplane. Today we will start with this first part of your third chapter, and that is his first flight. Okay. I would like to start with this very good thought that the journey of 1,000 miles begin with a single step. For every new work, if you are working hard, if you are doing any new work or if you set any new goal, you have started a journey towards that, and with a single step, begin with a single step. First step is very important, and if you scared to take that first step, then you won't be able to reach to your goal. So every time, whatever you want to achieve in your life, every time this first step, this single step is really very important in everyone's life. So this journey of 1,000 miles, okay, if you means if you walk 1,000 miles, but for that 1,000 mile, first you have to take a one step, and that single step is definite this journey of 1,000 miles. And if you afraid to take this single step, then you won't be able to walk this 1,000 miles. I, I hope you got the meaning of this, that whatever you want to do, whatever you want to achieve, you have to take a steps towards getting or achieving the things. If you feel afraid to take one step, if you feel afraid of failure, then you won't be able to get success. If you want to get success in your life, then you have to face the failures. If you face the failure, then and then you will be able to achieve the success of your work or success in your life. Okay, remember. So first step is too important. Never have a fear of failure. Then and then you will be able to get success in your life. Failure is the part of your life, and the wise and a witty man is who overcome from their failure and achieve the success. A good person or ambitious person should never be disappointed with their failures, but they have to overcome, they have to win their failures and achieve their success. It is a very hard task. It wants hard work, your concentration, as well as your full faith in yourselves. So whenever you want to achieve something, have faith in you, be enough strong to face the failure and achieve whatever you want to achieve in your life. Here in this chapter, we have also learned the story of a baby seagull who learned how to fly, and he hasn't a faith in his wings, and that is why he won't be able to fly or take a one step. That is very much important. Okay, so here is about introduction about the author. So Lyme of Fleury was a major Irish novelist, short story writer, and must be ranked as one of the foremost socialist writers in the first part of 20th century, about the common people's experience and from their perspective. He is writing about a common people. common people's experiences and with the perspective of common people, not with the higher class or upper class. He is writing for a common people's experiences and with the perspective of a common man. He was born in 28th August 1896 in Enshmore, Ireland. Died at 7 September 1984 in Dublin, Ireland. Her wife name is Margaret Barrington. His nationality is British Irish, and he means there are some movies based on his write-ups, like The Informer, Uptight, the Puritan, Last Desire, and Jacqueline. Yes. Now come to this introduction portion. What is the main content or main goal of this story? What is the main message of this story? This story by Liam O'Flaherty is an account of a young bird that is afraid to fly. Now he has a fever, afraid to fly. He has a fear, afraid to fly for the first time. He believes that his wings would not support him, despite his younger siblings flying fearlessly with much shorter wings. He could not gather his courage to do the same. He was punished to stay hungry if he did not try. Thus, it was his mother that compelled him to fly by using food as a trap. The lesson reflects how one hesitates to take the first steps, and that fear is all in the mind. One should trust one's abilities because the fear of suffering is worse than the suffering itself. So, here is a small bird who has a fear that if he tries to fly and his wings will not support him, then he will fall down. But every time you have to understand that if you fell down, then again you have to come up with a new strength. So this is important. These initial steps that you have to take a first step, that is important, and that is why his younger siblings are also trying to fly with this tiny wings, but because of the fear he would not able to fly, and that is why his mother was punished him to stay hungry if he did not try to fly, and thus it was his mother that compelled him to fly using food as a trap. Because if you are hungry, then after passing some time till you can control, that is okay, but after beyond your limits you will try to get food, you will try to get rid of your situations, and exactly he did like the same. And this lesson is reflect that how one hesitates to take the first steps, and the fear is all in the mind. One should trust one's abilities because the fear of suffering is worse than the suffering itself. So he says that the fear of suffering is worse than the suffering itself. Means you have to suffer a lot by yourself only, but this fear of suffering is more worse than suffering by your own selves. So one should always trust their abilities, and if you got failure, then it doesn't mean you are loser or failure. It means you are on a right path. You have to overcome that, and then you have to do again hard work, and one day you will get success. But to get success is not an easy task in your life. So experiences are needed, then the practice is needed, and by the passing time your experiences will make your success glory. This experiences of failure makes your success glory. So remember one thing, never suffering from this kind of such a fear that I won't do if I fall. It doesn't mean okay, if I fall I will stand again, I will fight again, but I will get my goal. That is the only uh, set psyche of everyone who want to achieve something in their life, something hard, something different, something next to impossible kind of thing. If you want to achieve, then you have to be prepared for facing your failures, as well as you have to prepare for hard work and strong uh, um, mindset to achieve your goal at any cost. Okay, here's I'm come with this summary. Here, the story His First Flight by Lime of Vadi is about a young seagull who is afraid to fly. All his younger siblings, despite their much shorter wings, flew fearlessly while he could not gather the courage to trust his own wings. The young seagull became sad when he saw his parents perfecting his younger siblings in the art of flying. His parents scolded and taunted him for not even trying. They even call him a coward. Now, the story is about a young seagull who is afraid to fly. Whether he, on the other hand, all his younger siblings, despite their much shorter wings, they don't they didn't have an minimum wing, minimum brighter wings than the seagull, but still they are flew fearlessly. Here he has a wider wings than their siblings, but still he has a fear, he has lack of courage, and that is why he won't be able to fly. And the other has that spirit of outcome of their fear, and they show courage, and that is why they can flew fearlessly. The young seagull becomes sad when he saw his parents perfecting his younger siblings in the art of flying. As we all know that our parents do the things to give us a knowledge of our culture, our rituals, the way our society work, the way we have to behave in society, the way we have to behave in the public, and how we can get a good place in it by our behavioral pattern. Similarly, in birds, they have to teach their children how to fly, because that is the important part of their life. Similarly, the way we have this culture and rituals, we have to learn, because it suggests or it creates our identity where we belong. Similarly, this flying art is much important for the birds, and that is why his parents uh, um, perfecting their other children who are ready to fly, and they are taunting him and they are scolding him not for try at once, and that is why they even call him a coward, because coward is a person, he is a coward who is not even want to try to fly. Okay, they tell him a lot to at least try, and also threaten him to leave him alone and hungry if he does not. The following day, he is left in isolation, and upon feeling hungry, he tries to seek the attention of his family members. Means the another day, they tell him to try at least, and also threaten him to leave him alone and hungry also. If he does not try, then they will leave him alone and also keep him hungry. The following day, he is left in isolation, and upon feeling hungry, he tries to seek the attention of his family members, because he was left alone by his parents and siblings, because they are going to their practicing of flying, and he was also kept he was also kept hungry by his parents, so at least in this need of hunger he can try. Only his mother, who is withering a fish in an attempt to eat it, notices his son. The young seagull cries out of starvation, hoping his mother would help. Only his mother was have attention. Mother has attention on his son, and he was and she was trying to encourage him to fly to for the sake of his food only, because she was eating and the young seagull was cried out of starvation and hoping his mother would help. On seeing his mother came to him with the fish, he gets excited. But on noticing that his mother stopped midway, he gets maddened out of hunger and takes a dive at the fish. Now, on seeing his mother come towards him with a fish, he thought that okay, my mother came to me for the food. But at the midway, her mother was stopped, and he get maddened by this out of this hunger and takes a dive at a fish. Forgetting for a moment that he is afraid to fly, finally he took his first flight. Now, because of he was starved from this hunger, he was too hungry, he started his first flight without remembering that how he was feeling or how he was afraid to take his this flight or fly, and he finally took his first flight. All the family members celebrate his victory by cheering and dancing around him. He also attempts at floating in the sea that he was once afraid of. Thus, he overcomes his fear and realizes that it is all in the mind. When he took his first flight, he feel these waves and water of the sea. He feel that he can do it, he has the ability to fly. Just the thing is that it is all about his fear which is his in mind. Otherwise he is enough capable and able to fly. It is all about his a particular mindset and psyche and his fear. That is only how it works, and that is why he won't be able to fly. He won't be able to fly. Okay, now let's start with this text portion. The young seagull was alone on his ledge. His two brothers and his sister had already flown away the day before. He had been afraid to fly with them. Somehow, when he had taken a little run forward to the brink of the ledge and attempted to flap his wings, he became afraid. The great expanse of sea stretched down beneath, and it was such a long way down, miles down, he felt certain that his wings would never support him. So he bent his head and ran away back to the little hole under the ledge where he slept at night. Now, some hard words. Seagull. It's a bird that lives near the sea and has short legs, long wings, and white and grey feathers. Ledge. A narrow horizontal shelf projecting from a wall or here a cliff. Brink means the extreme edge of a land before a steep slope or a body or a water. Expanse, a wide continuous area of something. So this is the hard words. Okay, now this is the story about a young seagull who is at that stage of life where he has to learn to fly. Unlike his younger brothers and sisters, he is too afraid to fly. When all of them went for flying for the first time near the edge of the sea, all of that except him. So, except him, all the siblings of him are succeeded, he would not trust his wings. He got terrified by the vast sea and got convinced that he could never fly. As a result, he was ashamed and disheartened and thus went inside the ledge where usually he slept. Here, the young seagull, who is at the stage of a life where he has to learn how to fly. Unlike his younger brother and sister, he is too afraid to fly. All of them for flying for the first time near the edge of the sea. All of them except him, except this young seagull, all were succeeded because they don't think about the vast sea. They don't terrified by this the expanse of the sea, and they try. They collect their courage and they efforts for that. And here this young seagull, he could not trust his wings. He got terrified by this vast sea and he got convinced that he could never fly because his wings will not his wings will not support him. Then how can he survive in this wide or vast sea? And that is why, as a result, he was ashamed and disheartened and thus went inside the ledge where he usually slept. So here, without trying, he has decided that he won't be able to fly. Without trying that his wings if his wings supports him or not, he looking at this expanse of the sea, and he decided that he won't be able to fly and his wings will not support him. And this is how, because of his fear, he is not able to learn the things because he is not ready to collect the courage and try to fly. Even when each of his brothers and his little sister, whose wings were far shorter than his own, ran to the brink, flapped their wings, and flew away, he failed to muster up courage to take that plunge which appeared to him so desperate. His father and mother had come around, calling to him shrilly, upbraiding him, threatening to let him starve on his ledge unless he flew away. But for the life of him he could not move. Now the hard words. Flapped of a bird means move its wings up and down when flying or preparing to fly. Muster up, together. Plunge means jump or dive. Shrilly, with a high pitched and piercing voice or a sound. Upbraiding, scold. Okay, now his younger siblings managed to take their first flight despite their wings being shorter than his. This young seagull's wings are wider than his siblings, but still they managed to take their first flight despite their wings being shorter than this seagull. But he could not summon the courage, though he tried so desperately. He tried desperately. He wants to fly, but the main thing is that he won't be able to collect the courage, and that is why he won't be able to fly, though he was desperate to learn how to fly. He was scolded by his parents for not trying again, but he was so afraid that he could not even move. Now, at a first try, you got failure, then you stop attempting the things next time. That is not good. and that is why his parents are scolding him, because he was not trying the second time, he was not trying again, but he was afraid, and that is why he decided that I won't be able to fly, and that is why he could not even move from the ledge, from the place where he used to stay. That was 24 hours ago. Since then, nobody had come near him. The day before, all day long, he had watched his parents flying about his brothers and sisters, perfecting them in the art of flight, teaching them how to skim the waves and how to dive for a fish. Now, herring, a soft finned she fish, this is the name of the fish, devour, eat quickly, cackle, laugh in a loud, harsh way, cowardice, lack of bravery. Now, he had been alone for a day after he tried, because his parents were busy focusing on his siblings. They helped his siblings master the art of flying and diving for a food. Now, their parents' duties towards their other siblings too. So if he doesn't want to try to fly, they cannot ignore their other children. So they all left to this focusing the practicing of their other siblings on their flying practices. They try to make them perfect in the art of flying, and they all were left him alone on the ledge where they used to stay. Now if one is not doing that, it doesn't mean the others development should be stopped. So their parents started perfecting them in the art of flying, and he used to see at this place of the ledge of the cliff, and by seeing this he has that inner strength, and that is why he wants to learn. But the lackness in him is that courage is not there. He don't want to overcome from his fear. He doesn't want to overcome from his fear, and that is why he won't be able to fly. For every single chance or for getting anything in your life, you have to overcome from your fear of failure, and you have to start with the positive thing that okay, I will achieve that. If failure is there, then that is the thing that failure will also teach you something one or another way. Like Nelson Mandela said that I never lose. If I win, if I succeed, then I win, and if I lose, then I learn. Means I'm never losing something. If I getting success, then I will be the winner. If I'm not getting success, then I will be the learner, because every mistake of your life teach you something, that where you are lacking, where you need to improvise yourself, and it will help you to make yourself better, and it will also help you to get the goal of your life where you are lacking. So every failure has its own advantage, that it is there to perfecting you in a one or another way where you are lacking. So never be afraid of your failure, but you have to collect your courage, and you need to overcome of this psychological effect of failure, and you have to be strong enough that the only thing should be in your mind that I want to achieve my goal. Nothing is more important than, not even failures. My life goal is more important than everything, and I have to do for that. And here this the lackness of confidence and this lackness of courage make him such a coward person. Now, he had in fact seen his older brother catches his first herring. Herring is a name of a fish, as I told you. It's a kind of soft-finned sea fish. And devour it, standing on a rock while his parents crickle around, raising a proud crackle. And all the morning, the whole family had walked about on the big plateau midway down the opposite cliff, taunting him with his cowardice. Okay, so now they says that his elder siblings even caught his first fish, which he proudly ate at a rock while his parents celebrated it. That morning, his parents taunted him all the way for being a coward. Now, his older siblings got his first. He his first try to catch the fish, and he got success in that, and everybody cheer up by this sound of shrill sound of their way. They cheering up his son's victory, and similarly they taunted a young seagull that if he can do, then you can also. Because of your cowardice, you want to you don't want to try of flying, and that is why they all say that you are coward, and by saying this they taunted him. Okay, now sometimes you should take inspiration from your siblings. Okay, if they are good in it, then you must learn, though they are elder to you, though they are younger to you, it doesn't matter. If they have good something in them, then you must learn from them. If they are able to do something, then at least you have to try that. Okay, if he can do it, I should also try. Sometimes this will give us inspiration and help to overcome from our fear, and they are also help us to awaken our sleeping courage. So it will always help you to take inspiration from your siblings, from your elders, from this your surroundings. The sun was now ascending the sky, blazing on his ledge that faced the south. He felt the heat because he had not eaten since the previous nightfall. He stepped slowly out to the brink of the ledge, and standing on one leg with the other leg hidden under his wings, he closed one eye, then the other, and pretended to be falling asleep. Still, they took no notice of him. He saw his two brothers and his sister lying on the plateau, dozing with their heads sunk into their necks. Now, ascending. Ascending means the sky, means the act of rising up through the air. Preening, too, means tidy and cleans its feathers. Hump, a rounded raised mass of earth or land. Scrapped, discard. Now he says that the sun had now risen, and he was feeling the heat more than ever because he was empty stomach since the night before. He stepped out of his ledge and pretended to sleep on one leg to gain the attention of his family. Still no one noticed him. His siblings were sleeping, and his father was cleaning his feathers with his beak and with his beak. So he was trying or pretend that he was sleeping so that his family member can give some attention towards him, but they don't do anything. They don't give attention to him. Moreover, the sun had now risen, so he feeling heat more, and because he was empty stomach night before, so that is why he is also feeling the heat more. He was feeling some kind of weakness kind of thing because he had eaten nothing the night before. So he pretend to sleep on one leg to gain the attention of his family, but no one noticed him. His siblings were sleeping, and his father was cleaning his feathers with his beak and his beaks. Yes. His father was preening the feathers on his white back. Only his mother was looking at him. She was standing on a little high hump on the plateau, her white breast thrust forward. Now and again she tore at a piece of fish that lay at her feet and then scraped each side of her beak on the rock. The sight of the food maddened him. He how he loved to tear food that way, scraping his beak now and again to wet it. Now his mother was standing on another plateau eating fish while she noticed him. The she-gull got mad on seeing the fish because he was very hungry. He loved to tear away fish and scrap his beak now and then. Now he is maiden. Now he mated by this hunger, and he's maiden by this hunger, and he was observing his mother, and his mother is also observing him. So she tries to catch the fish and try to tore that fish and act like she is eating and she is getting a very good food and she is satisfied. And you don't have, if you want food, then you have to try to fly. This is how she motivated his son to fly. Like similarly, if we are, we have some problems with family members, and then we said that no, I don't want to eat because we are not, we are not in a mood to talk with them. We are a little bit what we can say, that feeling a little bit disappointed with them, and that is why we don't want to eat. And how they eat in front of, by saying that, oh, this is too delicious and it is too good, it is very tasty. In front of us they are eating like this. Our siblings are doing the things like, okay, you don't want to eat, it is too good, it is too tasty, we are eating, you don't want. The way they try to they try to involve us in their activities of that, they try to of feeling us better, make us feel better, okay, or kind of think that બનાવવાનું used to try, that we are agree with their things, બનાવવાની try કરે. Okay, so this is how his mother also encouraged him to get the food. If he wants to get the food, then he must try to fly. And how she is inspiring him, and because he hasn't eaten anything till night before, he is too hungry now, and that is why he want that fish and scrap his beak now and then. So he also want to eat such a kind of a food. Ga ga ga, he cried, begging her to bring him some food. Gau, she screamed back derisively, but he kept calling plaintively, and after a minute or so he uttered a joyful scream. His mother had picked up a piece of the fish and was flying across to him with it. He landed out eagerly, tapping the rock with his feet, trying to get nearer to her as she flew across. But when she was just opposite to him, she halted, her wings motionless, the piece of fish in her beak almost within reach to his beak. He waited a moment in surprise, wondering why she did not come nearer, and then, maddened by hunger, he dived at the fish. Now, derisively. Derisively means in a manner expressing contempt or ridicule. Plaintively. Plaintively means sad. Uttered. Make a sound with one's voice. Halted. Stopped. Now, he cried in hunger to his mom while his mother screamed back angrily, but he kept crying, which soon turned into a joyful scream at the sight of his mother flying towards him with the piece of fish. Okay, like every mother has that heart that she won't be uh, able to bear his son hungry. So the young seagull was screaming in hunger, and she was also screaming angrily, but she took the piece of fish in her beak, and she started flying towards the young seagull. And this sight of coming her mother towards him with a fish, it will turn into that crying will turn into a joyful scream at the sight of mother flying towards him with the piece of fish. So she get the idea that okay, my mother is coming with the food, that the piece of fish that I can eat, and she is here to feed me. And that is why he got excited. Okay, my mother is nearer. She came nearer and thus leaned forward. So by seeing this, because he was hungry, so that is why he also started lean forward. So he also started go further forward steps. Suddenly, her mother stopped not too far from him. At a very near distance, she stopped. So that is to get a food, he can try to fly. And out of excitement and hunger, he dived at the fish without realizing for a moment that he was afraid to fly. Now he was too hungry. This hunger maddened him, and that is why, without any thinking, he just dived at the fish to get the food for himself, to fulfill his hunger. He dived at the fish without realizing that he has a fear of flying, or he is afraid to fly, because the hunger is working on his mind too highly that he won't be able to understand, or he forget his fear and just fly and dived at the fish without realizing that he has fear of flying. With a loud scream, he fell outwards and downwards into space. Then a monstrous terror seized him, and his heart stood still. He could hear nothing, but it only lasted a minute. The next moment, he felt his wings spread outwards. The wind rushed against his breast feathers, then under his stomach and against his wings. He could feel the tips of his wings cutting through the air. He was not feeling headlong now. He was soaring gradually downwards and outwards. He was no longer afraid. Say, monstrous means horrible, seized, grab, headlong with a head foremost. Soaring means flying or rising high in the air. Okay, now he got excited that he fell as soon as he tried. For a moment he was in a shock and stood still out of terror. All this lasted only for a moment, and soon his feathers opened as he filled. He could not feel the wind against his breast feathers, stomach, and his wings. He could feel himself cutting through the air. He was not afraid anymore. First, The way he took his first flight, he feel that moment he was for a moment he was shocked, but still stood still out of terror. He lusted only for a moment, means in shock is just for a moment. After a moment, he soon feels that his feathers open as he flied. The way he flied, his feather opens automatically. Okay, he could feel the wind against his breast and feathers. As you means as you fly in this wind, then the wind come against you, it is in opposite side. So he feels against the wind, against his feathers, his breast feathers, stomach and his wings. And as soon as he tried to fly, he could feel that he himself cutting the wind through the air. His wings are open and they are helping him to flying, and now he was not afraid any more. Just one you have, it is just about the one step you have to take, and everything will helping you out. But the thing is that you have to come over from your fear, and that is the important aspect in your life. Whether it is the life of a bird or life of a human being, the same situation we all have to face, and we all have to take a step forward with a courage, so we can get achievements or success in our lives. He just felt a bit dizzy. Then he flapped his wings once again, and he soared upward. Ga ga ga. This is a kind of a sound. Ga ga ga. Go glotch. His mother swooped past him, her wings making a loud noise. He answered her with another scream. Then his father flew over him screaming. He saw his two brothers and his sister flying around him, curveting and banking and soaring and diving. Okay, swooped means especially for a bird, move rapidly downwards through the air. And curveting, curveting means perform a series of jumps on the hind legs. Okay, so here he says that he was not afraid anymore. He was just a bit nervous, but then his mother accompanied him. The whole family screamed out of excitement, thus they celebrating the victory over fear. Now he was just feeling dizzy, means some not so good kind of a statement, because he was hungry and that is why he feeling some kind of weakness. Otherwise he flapped his wings once again, soared upwards. Okay, his mother also move rapidly downwards through the air. Their family all join in this moment of victory of his family member. And he saw his two brother and sister are also flying around him. Curveting means perform a series of jump on the hind legs, means on a one leg they are performing this jumping kind of a thing, and banking and soaring and diving. So they are doing these things on this bank of river. Now his feet touches the water, the this coldness of water, how it touches, how it feels. Now he got the feelings of the things. Then he completely forget that he had not always been able to fly, and commanded himself to dive and soar and curve, shrinking shrilly. He was near the sea now, flying straight over it, facing straight out over the ocean. He saw a vast green sea beneath him, within little reeds moving over it, and he turned his beak sideways and cawed amusedly. Now he says that other hard words, that shrinking, making a high pitched piercing cry or sound, shrilly, loud and forcefully. Rigs rigs a long, narrow hilltop, mountain ranges, or watershed. Coat means utter a cove. Once he overcome his fear, he forgot that he was once afraid of it. He did all those things he once feared. He flied straight over the sea and could see the greenery and the mountains beneath him. He screamed out of joy as he enjoyed the victory. Now, when he overcome this situation, when he overcome his fear, okay, he forgot all that. Once he was afraid of it and he believed that he never fly. He did all those things he once feared. What he did all those things once he thought that he has fear. He had fear of the things. All things he were doing now. He flied straight over the sea. He has a fear of sea, that sea is so vast, and if my wings will not allow me, if my wings will not support me, then I will not be able to fly. But now he flied straight over the sea and could see the greenery and the mountains beneath him. Okay, and screamed out of joy. He enjoyed the victory. Okay, no, I can do this. I have that ability. The thing is only in my mind, not is in my physics, not is in my ability. The lakeness is in my mind. My fear is the only thing which stopped me to learn this such a beautiful art of flying. His parents and his brothers and sister had landed on this green flooring ahead of him. They were beckoning to him, calling shrilly. He dropped his legs to stand on the green sea. His legs sank into it. He screamed with fright and attempted to rise again, flapping his wings, but he was tired and weak with hunger, and he could not rise, exhausted by the strange exercise. Now, beckoning is a gesture. Now, when he landed, his family landed along with him as a gesture that they were proud of him. They were screaming and shouting in excitement in their high-pitched voices. He then went into the sea, where at first he got scared and thus panicked. He tried escaping but got tired and weak because of hunger, so he won't be able to fly away from the sea. But first time his feet touches the water, the feeling of warmness, the feeling of victory, the feeling of joy, he has too many feelings at a moment. His family is also feeling proud to him, feeling joy for him, that okay, finally he conquered his fear, finally he is overcome from his fear, and he win over his fear. His feet sank into the green sea, and then his belly touched it, and he sank no further. He was floating on it, and around him his family was screaming, praising him, and their beaks were offering him scraps of dogfish he had made his first flight. Now, thus, when he calmed down, he started floating in the sea he was once afraid of. His family was celebrating in excitement and offered him food as a praise. Finally, he had overcome his fear and had made his first flight. Now, his feet sank into the green sea, and his belly also touched the sea, and he sank no further. And though he was not sinking, means he was able to balance himself on the waves of the water. He was floating on it. Once he was afraid to do the thing, now he is doing, because now he has overcome from his fear. Around him his family was screaming, praising him, and their beaks were offering his scraps of dogfish. Dogfish is a kind of a fish, and they are offering him a food, they are offering him a dogfish, and this is how he made his first flight and family and everyone is celebrating, and he is also feeling those things once he would think that he won't be able to do it. Okay, here I would like to sum up by this quote of Jaiti Thakur, that just be enough courageous to step on the path. Means be enough courageous to step on the path which you have chosen to get to achieve something. Once you believed you can't, once you believe that okay, I won't be able to walk in the path, but be enough courageous to step on that path, though once you believe that you can't, and show your guts to your fears within, and show your guts to your fears. What kind of fears? The fears laid within you. Those fear who laid within you, you have to show your guts that okay, I can fight with you and I will definitely overcome you. One day you will realize, and if you fight with your fear, one day you will realize that you already have grabbed the situation well and have overcome your scarcity. And one day you will realize that okay, I have already grabbed the situation. Whatever I want to achieve, I have already grabbed and I have overcome from that scarcity. My scarcity, my fear, I have overcome from that. But for that, to overcome your fear, you have to show courage and you have to show your guts to your fears. You have to stand strong, and then you will be able to get something in your life, and you can also conquer from your fear. And that is why I want to again suggest the quote of Mandela, that a, a brave man is not who hasn't any fear, but a brave man is who conquer his fear. We cannot consider a person who hasn't any fear, okay, he is brave. No, everyone has a kind of a fear. But a brave man is who can overcome their fear, who can win over, who can overcome from their fear and achieve something. That is called a brave man. Because everyone has a kind of one or related kind of fear in their life, because we are human being and fear is a natural human emotion. So everyone can feel this. But if someone has a fear, we cannot consider as they are cowardly or they are not able to do something, but they are not brave. But the person we consider brave, that who can fight for their fear, who can overcome from their fear and get the things or achieve the things which they once considered that they won't be able to do the things, but though they are doing the same things because they find the way to overcome from their fear and get victory over their fear and get this success. In this lesson we learn that how Seagull decided to fight his fear, and he will be able to fly, he will be able to do those things once he decided that he won't be able to do. Though it is the base of hunger, though he was hungry and he was maddened by hungerness, and that is why he was doing, but at a pitch of a suffering level, you will get that okay, when you are at your highest and hardest time, then and then you will be motivated to fight from the world, fight from your hardships, fight from your this adversities of your life, and then you will be able to achieve the things. As we all can say that the people who are more suffering from these economical things, they become, it doesn't mean that others can't, but they have more value of education, and also their hard work is there to get something. So whatever story of any successful person if you have taken, then you will find that lots of hard work they have done, lots of patience they had, and how calmly they fight for their circumstances. They decide to achieve something, and hard work and with lots of determination they work, and then they got the place of success. So every successful man has to face the situation of conquering their fear, hard work, and strong determination. These three are the keys of a successful person or a successful life. I hope you learn lesson from this lesson. I hope you enjoy this lesson, and you will definitely get something from this lesson and work according like that. I hope you all will enjoy this lesson. Okay, learn from this, make this lesson your motivation, and enjoy your life. Bye bye.